In my mission, I think leadership was done a little bit different than other missions. I have a friend that he shared with me that zone leaders and district leaders were kind of chosen almost randomly in his mission, which was strange to me. You know, one day you could be a zone leader and the next day you could be a junior companion, or vice versa, you know? And I was thinking, that's so strange to me because in my mission, it wasn't done like that at all. It almost felt like you earned it. Although I know you can't earn those kind of things. I know it's inspired, but I always felt like I needed to earn some sort of advancement in my mission. And that's just kind of like a culture that was kind of created in my mission. Like, you could almost tell who was going to be the next district leader or zone leader because they were doing really well or they were just super positive all the time. So whenever I wasn't called, you know, transfers came up and I wasn't called to be a district leader, I always thought to myself, well, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to improve on so that I can kind of reach that level that I can be a district leader? And it's not that I wanted to be a leader, it's just that it almost felt like if I wasn't called to be a leader, maybe I was doing something wrong. And so I was always plagued with this thoughts coming into my head saying, what am I doing wrong? And I think maybe it's similar in other missions. I don't know. The reason I share this is because I know I have friends that it was very different. So coming to the Fort Worth mission, that's kind of how it was done. You know, the really diligent and righteous missionaries always seem to be the ones to go up in leadership. So as time progressed, I would often question, what am I doing wrong? And it was kind of like a self-defeating feeling because I'd feel like, well, I'm never going to be a district leader or a zone leader, so I just need to you know, it doesn't matter. And I would just kind of stop trying. So with time, I kind of learned that to be a leader, or more importantly, the best leaders are those that can lead without a title. You know, if you have a name tag or some sort of indicator saying that you're a leader, it's easy to be a leader because it's just expected. And I realized that if I wanted to be a leader, it was much better to be a leader without that kind of recognition. So whenever I started realizing this, I stopped thinking about myself and I started just working hard and knowing that the best kind of leaders are those that don't think about themselves. They don't think about getting any sort of advancement. And naturally, that's when it came. You know, almost instantly, I realized, and this was a testimony to me, that almost instantly, whenever I really just didn't care anymore about leadership, is whenever the Lord made me a trainer or a district leader or a zone leader. And I feel like that's almost like a challenge that is common in my mission, because I would often talk to other elders and sisters who would feel the same way, who they would be like, yeah, like, I'm never going to be a leader, I'm never going to do this. And I don't know if it just has something to do with my mission or if it's just a missionary thing in general, but I think that was one of the best lessons that I learned in my mission, is that you don't need a title to be a leader. And then whenever you can realize that and really just be a leader, then the Lord will make you a leader. And because he needs leaders he can trust. And that's probably one of the things I would want every missionary going into Texas to know, that there's no pressure to be a leader. You just have to go out there and be a good missionary and it'll come.